I'm going to try an experiment of doing at least 4 things at once. Monitoring my own perceptions, my own thoughts, trying to articulate thoughts that I've had in the past and any thoughts that come up to me in this moment into words for you all, and keeping the kinetic motor going at the same time. The first time I saw this work, I go, is this just a curator's decision to put all these obviously completely distinct and by different artists objects in the same case? Or, what is it? So, I went like a good museum goer over to the little plaque here, and it gave 7 names, and there's a map to the objects, attaching the names to the objects. But it had one overall title, 7 objects / 69. And I knew from looking at that the 69 referred to the fact that it was made in 69. I like collections of things, objects. I like things that come in a box. I don't know if any of you have ever had the little cigar box with your stuff inside, and then taking it out and maybe arranging them in different ways that make sense to you or that please you. Or you have your little souvenirs or tchotchkes on your mantelpiece, and you might come someday or often up and go, I think this one would look better over here. And this one makes a better relationship with that one if it's over here. Of course, the paradox of museum displays is that something which seems to be sort of mutable, like objects that come in a box, are kind of frozen. And then when I realized that this wasn't unique, that it was number 46 in a series of 100, the idea of there being multiples, there's 100 of each of these plus 10 artist proofs, is interesting because each one of them is made in a completely different way. Did you know that piece up there was part of it? Well, I guess you did because of your map. It's a piece by an artist named David Bradshaw. All of the pieces came with a label, like a tag and on a piece of string, that told the title of the piece, if it had a title, and any information about how the work was to be displayed. And that one came with those 2 nails, and it said you were supposed to display it by pounding the nails through the canvas, like you see. The Eva Hesse piece right here, she made this by blowing up a balloon, wrapping gauze-like tape around it, 3 coats of latex, deflating the balloon, and then to preserve the wrinkles, another coat of latex, and then they said powder. I don't know if the latex absorbed it, and it just became part of that substance, that coating. But this is the most body-related work, I think, in this group. It seems kind of sad to me because it looks a little bit like, aged skin or something, and even if that's not the intent, it feels kind of, if not sad, at least kind of intimate. It feels more intimate than some of the other works. Fire. is by Stephen Kaltenbach. And it's a plaque, a metal plaque. And it came with a postcard, as well as a tag. The postcard said something like, "This work can be embedded into a sidewalk by the owner." I know that's what the tag said, but once you do that, please fill out this postcard and send it to Tanglewood Press, notifying us of the location. So I like the idea that it's this thing that looks so finished and kind of solid is actually unfinished. It's not really truly finished until it's placed in the sidewalk and the postcard sent to wherever. Alan Saret made the tangled piece of tulle there. I don't know too much else about it, other than his other works involved sort of tangled things, like big things of tangled wire that might just be plopped in the middle of a gallery floor. The Richard Serra piece, which is called Rolled, Encased, and Sawed, gives us a big clue to its process. And then this one up there is called Plaster Cast in Satin. So I imagine that underneath the satin drape is a plaster cast. And its tag said that it was supposed to be hung on a wall with 2 nails. And Bruce Nauman, and I kind of recognized that image right away because earlier this year there was an exhibit at the Cooley Gallery in which his videos from this time were played. If you go around and look on the other side of the thing, you'll see that he's facing this way, and then on the other side you can see it's a frontal view. And so it's a photograph of a video monitor playing one of those videos, and I assume there's actually an LP in there, which is the soundtrack to the videos. So it's all kind of secret and hidden unless you know. And now you know. I like to think of movements as objects. And the body as an object, not in a way that means objectifying, but in a way that emphasizes materiality, gravity, density, effort, which those objects aren't exhibiting any effort at the moment, like I am, but there was effort involved in the making of them. And I like to think of like an individual movement can be an object that can be rearranged.